Hi, I'm Claudia Brown-Coulter with Pivotal Peace. I'm your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs. I am also a legal document assistant, LDA, based in the greater Los Angeles area. So let's talk about some strategies that you can use as a co-parent if your child has some sort of special need. Today we're talking about autism, but really, it's consistency across the board, consistency. But let's delve into this specifically. All children need consistency in their lives. And remember, they didn't choose to be born. You guys chose that for them. So they also didn't choose to get a divorce. You guys chose that you guys were going to get a divorce. So it's really important that you guys work together so that there is consistency between the two homes. We need to make this as safe as possible for them. So children that have autism or they're on the autism spectrum disorder, they are more comfortable when they know what to expect, more so than just your typical neurotypical child. They need to know what is coming next. So one of the things you can do, which I recognize that this is not easy, there's usually a person in the marriage who's like, stop telling me what to do, because the other person is in control or knows what to do or nags or whatever. But this is not about you. And I do not mean that to be on your spouse's side, to breathe down your neck. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying together create something that you can both live with, the consistency, the structure of the two separate households, so that it's safe for your child. So you want to look at what are the child's daily routines and come to an agreement on what that should look like, so that you can do it in your house and your spouse can do it in their house. It's something that you are agreeing to, that you can be consistent with. You can do that. Some of those things might be as simple as having your meals at the same time every day, having bedtime at the same time every day, having a homework procedure, making sure they're getting to their therapy sessions and taking the same route every day. Making sure that, you're doing the same type of a schedule. Okay, we finished dinner, now bath, and now we're going to play. That same routine and schedule every time at every house, so that they know what's coming next. It creates safety for them. It needs to be predictable. No matter where they are, this is what's going to happen. If your child needs it, provide some sort of visual schedule, whether that is if they can read, so it's written out, or maybe it's pictures, so that they can see what happens next. Very, very powerful tool. Consider using that. You don't have to use the visual schedule that your spouse or your former spouse uses. You can create your own, but just so that there's some sort of visual schedule so your child knows what's coming next. And so you know what's coming next, so that you don't forget, right? Because routine might get boring, but that visual schedule will remind you, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Your child may experience an additional stress when they go from one parent's house to another parent's house. So having the same routine around where the exchange is going to happen. Sometimes that might be at the beginning of the day. They know that mommy's dropping them off at school on Wednesday and daddy is picking them up from school on Wednesday afternoon. That might not work for them. It might be the same place, the same time, every way you do it. That is going to be hella inconvenient for you. I understand. But you want to have a consistent handoff routine. Maybe it's we always go to McDonald's and get a frozen, yogurt ice cream cone. And this is where our exchange happens. Or we always play at this park by the library for 45 minutes. And mommy and daddy are at the park together and they go home in the other parent's car, but it's consistent. They know what's going to happen. Let them know ahead of time. Hey, don't forget today, this is what we're doing. Remind them that a transition is coming and make sure that they have familiar items with them. So whether that's a toy or a favorite movie or character, something that can go from one house to the other. Better yet, have something in your car, have something in your house, have something in the other parent's car, the other parent's house. Depending on how attached they are to the item, have multiple versions of that there. Play the same music in the car, or let them watch that same annoying TV show that they love to watch. All kids' TV is annoying unless you are a kid, right? It's okay. You can say it. I say it for you. It's all annoying unless you're a kid and then you love it. It speaks to you. It's okay. It's okay. Let them watch it, especially if it helps them calm down. There needs to be really good communication between the two of you. And it's not going to start out that way at first, but make an effort to be clear. Make an effort to not over communicate, but reread what you're writing out loud. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Reread what you're writing out loud so you can hear like, oh, wait, I skipped some words there, or I didn't actually explain myself all the way. There's no context here. Your goal is to really be a clear communicator so that there's less conflict with your co-parent. They know exactly what the child needs and what's happened or what you need from them, so that there's nothing that's nebulous. So you don't want to over communicate. You just want to be clear in your communication. If background information is important, include that background information. Include the dates, include the times, include the location, include the item that you need. Be clear. Do not assume that they know it. And don't assume that you said it. That's why I said read it out loud. You may want to consider creating some sort of shared health calendar or document or something where you're documenting the medications that were given to your child, the behaviors that you observed while they were in your care, and vice versa. And that feels scary, because what if they act one way with me and the other way with the other parent? Or what if they act the same way with both of us, but the other parent doesn't want to put it on their sheet because they want to act like they're a better parent than me? I totally understand that. So maybe you don't write those things down. But behaviors you observe, these are things you're going to need to talk to the therapist about, the school team about, so that they know what's happening. It doesn't mean that you're a bad parent, though. It doesn't mean that, oh, well, I guess my kid can't live with me. No. It doesn't mean that at all. Make sure that the sensory environment for your child is friendly to them. They need to feel comfortable in your presence and in your home. And there should be things in that home that soothe and calm them. If possible, attend the therapy appointments together. If not, then the parent that's attended the appointment should communicate with the other parent who was not there, so that the goals and expectations are understood, that you guys can be on the same page, and your child's needs can be met and they can continue to make progress. You also want to look at their behavior. How are you managing their behavior at school? I said that wrong. How are you managing their behavior at home? Because you know they're trying to manage that behavior at school. So is there anything that they're doing at school that's successful that you could potentially implement at home in between the two of you guys? Have a conversation about that, of what can we each implement in our households to enforce positive behavior, to enforce these desired actions that we need from our child that will help our child. How can we do that? And then do it the same in both houses. So you want to pick a management and a strategy that you both are comfortable administering. Create a safe space in your home so that if your child is melting down, they have a place to go. Create sensory objects, a swing, something there that if they needed to calm down, they can have it, even if it's a favorite toy. Maybe you're like, girl, what you a swing? You think I'm renting an apartment, I'm supposed to screw a swing to, no, I'm not doing that. Favorite toy, pillows, something that brings them comfort so that they can self-soothe. And remember to be kind in those interactions, to be calm for your child. I'm a parent too. It's not easy to be calm in the middle of a meltdown or a tantrum. And if your child is on the spectrum, that's going to be even harder. So take a step back, give them what they need. If you got to take a minute or two to just kind of catch your breath and center yourself, do that. Keep your eye on them, make sure they're safe, and then go in and do what you need to do to help them feel calm. Be a united front for your child. They're still kids, right? They're going to look for chinks in your armor. Oh, I can do this with this parent, but not with that parent. Okay, let's go over there. Let's do that. Be consistent. Have the same rules and boundaries at both houses. That actually creates a great deal of safety for all kids. Be on the same page about who they socialize with, when, where. We don't want to have your child overstimulated because you took them to a movie theater where the lights were turned off. You don't want that. You want to be on the same page of what can our child handle and what can they not. And what are we going to do if our kid gets overloaded? How are we going to take care of them at that point? What's our strategy? What game plans need to follow? What needs to take place at that point so that they can regulate again? Don't be afraid to ask for help. It is not a sign of weakness to talk to the therapist or talk to the case manager or talk to the rest of the IEP team and say, hey, we're going through a divorce. We need strategies to help support our child so that they can transition between two households better. We're not asking you to pick sides. We're asking you not to pick sides. If you're going to pick sides, pick the side of our child and help us create something for them. Let us know their needs. Let us know what's working for them so that they can live happily in both homes. Change is a part of human development. It is part of life. So if your child who is on the spectrum is experiencing change because of the divorce, just know change is going to keep coming in their lives, and this is an opportunity for you to help them embrace this change and find comfort in it. If you need help getting on the same page with your co-parent so that you can equally love and support your child in the way your child needs, let's chat so we can schedule a time to mediate so that as you navigate this divorce, your child's needs are at the forefront and they're taken care of. Have a great week.